Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing. Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza DoNisi. Pizza DoNisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
As dawn approaches, the red sun in the sky. This is just the devil.
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the Ultimate Underground Metal Tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza DoNisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza DoNisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. The year was 1979, and all the world was caught up in disco and Star Wars. But in Louisville, something was happening. A young entrepreneur named Ben had a vision to be the best record store in all of the city. Fast forward to 2023, and Better Days Records is still going strong. Still, after all these years, owned by the same guy. We have had some trips and falls along the way, but so does life, and Better Days is here to stay. With two awesome locations at 921 Barrett Avenue and at 2600 West Broadway, better days are surely in your future.
in a broken wasteland. Come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh, this is the metal forge. 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 Metal forge. My furnace starts to glow.
What is going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of The Metal Forge. And my guest this week is Vlad the Inhaler from the band Persekutor. Yeah. Dude, like, I was talking with some other band's management, and they had recommended Persekutor, and I had heard some things a ways back, and I was like, yeah, man, I'd like to reach out to him. And it just so happened to be that, like, when I was emailing about this band coming up, they asked about, hey, would you like to have Persekutor also? And I was like, yeah, sure, fuck, let's schedule it. And so it happened, and it's just been really fucking rad, right? So we actually recorded this a couple of weeks back. So we're kind of talking into the future, but back in the past now because of the way things were recorded. So I think you'll get the gist of it. And yeah, so hopefully everybody's doing well and kicking ass and taking names and doing what we do, right? We fucking survive here in the fucking Metal Forge, right? Bam. Pound the fucking hammer down, fucking bend it and shape it to your fucking will. Yes, that's what this is about. I keep getting messages over here, as you can hear. But anyway, so yeah, fucking Persekutor. I'm going through like this weird fucking like phase thing change. I don't know. So the new synopsis of this show is to focus more on independent metal. You know, people call it underground. It's pretty above fucking ground. This stretches the whole fucking world, right? And that's what I am so fucking interested in. And we're gonna try and change the fucking world with this. That's what I want to fucking do. You know, get as many fucking independent bands on this fucking show, build this fucking show, build our fucking fan base, you know, where we have great fucking things. You know, out with the old, in with the fucking new. You know, these bands like fucking, you know, in my opinion, like Haunt, Night Demon, fucking Seven Sisters, fucking just Soulgrinder, Solicitor, Ladybeast, fucking, you know, just to name a fucking few, and there's fucking tons more, is just like, you know, they deserve to fucking be playing these bigger fucking places. These fucking, you know, headlining fucking shit like Donington and fucking shit like that, rather than fucking playing in a fucking parking lot show across the way from it, you know. That's just my opinion. But I know a lot of us share that opinion too, for all types of of metal and shit like that. And that's where I think it's where we come together. But you know, I'm fucking rambling as fuck here. And you know, so just know that going to fucking bed at night kind of shit, that the fire still fucking burns and we all carry that fucking torch. And that's what it's fucking about. Making it fucking known, making it fucking heard, kicking ass, fucking defending yourself, and throwing down that fucking fiery sword and saying, fuck you. Dig it. This is from Persekutor. This is Halloween 91. All right, metalheads. Wow. This week is really cool because I technically have, I believe, my first Romanian guest on the Metal Forge. And we're speaking with Vlad from Persekutor. Dude, what's up?
Hello, how you doing, Mark? Many thanks to have me on the program. I see you talk to a lot of guests that I know that we make concert with, so it's very cool to join the club, as they say.
For sure. Who did you look at and say, oh wow, they've been on there?
Yes, well, I see that you talk to the band Night
yes.
from San Francisco. Yes, we make a tour with them, a small tour with them in February. We did. It was great guys. You have Entranced. These guys is friends of Weave here in Los Angeles. We play like 3 concerts with them also. And Midnight, of course, from Cleveland. We make a concert with them down in San Diego. When was this? Last November, something like this. It was when Midnight was on the tour with Merciful Fate.
Nice. And, yeah, for sure.
Yes. So yes, I know these bands. I look through the list that you post on the website. So it's very cool to have Persekutor also. Many thanks for this.
Definitely, and I appreciate that. Yeah, those 3 bands that they were all great interviews. From the times even when Vanek was on as just part of his thing, and then when Athanar came on. Yeah, great stuff. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about Persekutor and tell everyone out in the Metal Forge about Persekutor.
Well, let's see. Persekutor has been banned for a long time, but was mostly just me, It is only very recently I come to USA. I get musicians together to actually make it into a live band, And before it was just recordings. So now we have live band. We play many concerts, and now we have 2 albums. One come out 2020 called Permanent Winter. The new one come out next weekend. Snow Business. There is no business
like snow business. Yes. I immediately said that when I saw the name. I was like, Snow Business. There's no business like snow business. That absolutely. And so let me ask you this, because you had said that you've been out for a while, looking through the metal archives, I'm seeing that 2013 was the kind of the first time that you had released something. And
yes.
Now, did you write and record everything?
Yes. So yes, I write and record everything, and this is in a way it is still kind of how it works, but in the sense that I write and record demos now, and the guys learn the songs. They're much better players than me, so they play this stuff on the albums now. But this first release you're talking about, Power Frost, this is just me. I am performing everything on this release, but now on the albums, I'm just doing the vocals on the albums. I make demo at home. I play everything on the demo. I send to the guys. They learn the parts, and then we play. We make the concert. We make the recordings. Whatever we need to do.
Definitely. See, that was one of the things I wanted to ask, because that's kind of what I gathered from the early stuff, from the research that I had done. But the thing about it is like, there's still some bands out there that, they have a live band that, that's the band, but the one person still does everything. Like Athanar still does everything.
Yes, I talked to him about this. Yes, I know he still do everything on the records, and then he get the guys to play live. Yes, I do a little bit different because I'm not having a lot of patience, for like the recording process. So I do the demos like what they say, quick and dirty. I make the demos, and then it's funny. I don't even remember how to play most of these songs. Like if you ask me to play like a guitar riff, it would take me a minute to figure it out because I recorded so long, like one of Persekutor guitar riffs.
For sure, yeah.
I played this stuff on the demo, and then I let Chris, Inverted Chris, and Blake, our guitar players, I let them do it. They're so much better than me, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I totally get that. I'm the same way. Like, I'll write a riff at home on guitar, and then I take it to my band practice, and I'm like, all right, this is what I got. What can we do with it?
Yes.
And yeah, it's definitely a skill level thing. Like, I could hold my own with rhythm, but when it comes to like putting leads and stuff, no, I'm not that guy. But so, you know, that's actually really cool, because looking at some of the other people in the band, you know, you've got some really awesome heavy hitters in the group, you know, like Tyler and Blake.
Yes.
And
these guys are so great, man. Yes, I'm very lucky.
Definitely. And, you know, and that's so cool, because it's like, they're the two newest members, but everybody else has been there since I guess when you come to America.
Yes, so Inverted Chris is like the first guy. He's one of the first people I'm meeting when I come to USA. And, you know, there's a funny story. He and we actually do Celtic. First thing we do together is Celtic Frost cover.
Nice.
Because we get asked to make one for Compilation. And for this, he actually played drums, and I played everything else for this Celtic Frost cover we do. But then through him, I meet Adam Murray, who is the bass player, and then we get Scott Batiste from the Saviors band. I should mention that Inverted Chris was also in Lightning Swords of Death, which was a cool band here in Los Angeles, black metal. They put out a record on Metal Blade, I believe. So we get Scott Batiste. He play in the Saviors band, which I like quite a bit. He play on the albums, but then after we would do Snow Business, he moved away. He moved to Albuquerque in New Mexico. And so he come back, he play a couple shows with us, but, you know, the distance become too much, and he very big, busy guy. He have, like, very important job. So... you know, I talked to him, and he say, I don't want to hold you guys up, you know. We already have Blake in the band at this point. We get Blake Meal from the Huntress band, is what he used to be in,
right?
Which, you know, quite big band. And then his brother Tyler was filling in first for Scott, and then now he become the guy. And Tyler, I should mention, he did not play drums on the record, but he mixed Snow Business, and he do fantastic job. It sounds so fucking good because of Tyler, you know.
Definitely. And, you know, that's what I want to, that's, you know, like I said, the reason why we're here is Snow Business. And so tell me about that. What, obviously, you know, you had the full length come out in 2020 of Permanent Winter, and then the world went to shit, and you really couldn't tour until, you know, probably mid 2021, I would think, if you know, doing shows again. And now you've got a follow-up album out now. So run me through the process of how that happened.
Well, okay, so Permanent Winter, the first album, was originally supposed to be released June 2020. But then, as everybody know, in March, you know, we have big shutdown, entire globe. So the record label decide, hey, maybe we push this a little bit to make more sense to have it out when you can make a tour, and we agree with this. So he pushed it to September, but of course that was like wishful thinking, because
right,
the world was not open up. So that kind of ended up being a problem, because it means we have debut album is coming out during global pandemic, which is not ideal situation. As you say, you know, we are not able to play show again until, like, I don't know, I forget when we first come back, but it's like in middle of 2021, something like this. But what we did do was, you know, at some point after, you know, we get the vaccine and all this, we decide, okay, we're going to keep our little group small, or maybe, so the Snow Business was recorded in 2 sessions. First session was actually recorded before vaccine, which was maybe not smartest idea in the world, but, you know, we did not really know what the situation was at that point. So we did half the album in the recording session before vaccine, and then there's big delay before vaccine, you know, and all this, and then the second part was done after everybody had the vaccine. So it was quite a bit safer. But the whole album was recorded during during the pandemic. Yes, that is true. So that's why, it is kind of, and then, you factor in the delay that everybody know about with the vinyl pressing plant, like 8 months to make a record,
Wow.
And,
so a lot of these songs have been around for a few years then.
Yes, man, it's frustrating, it's frustrating. So it's brand new to everybody, but to us, we already have like half new album written, you know what I mean?
Wow. See, that's what I've noticed a lot of people are doing.
Yes. I think a lot of people have this like backlog, because if you were not just like sitting on your ass during pandemic, you was still writing and working and stuff, or you were able to at least, you have backlog. And so that is the case with us too, but we're very excited to get this record out. It come out on Friday, 23 June, so not a week from tomorrow. And we're very excited, man. Blues, we have new label, Blues Funeral Recordings. It's very cool. We're very excited.
Definitely. And, I was listening to, I was watching the video to one of the songs in particular, which is Suck City.
Yes.
And I was flipping through to see if you had published lyrics, which there's not any on the Bandcamp page or anything that I saw. But I want to ask you about, what is the second verse in that?
The second verse of Suck City. Well, it is about an IRA bombing that take place in the Marylebone neighborhood of London in the 1972 or 3, something like this, the early 70s. Yes.
Okay. Which is interesting because, okay, so maybe I'm mistaken here, so I'll ask that again. So it must be the third verse then, which is about Breonna Taylor, correct?
Yes. Third verse is Breonna Taylor, yes.
Which is the city that I'm from.
Yes, Louisville, okay. Well, oddly enough, the guy who is the DP, the director of photography for the Suck City video, he also from Louisville.
Oh, really?
And in fact, this is fun fact. He turned down shooting Kentucky Derby to make Persekutor video.
Nice.
Now I can only, I tell him I don't know why you do this, because I'm sure that the Kentucky Derby is paying you much more monies than Persekutor. But he say, I have done the Kentucky Derby many times, and this is more fun. So that tells me, he gets it, and he appreciates the reference to Louisville also. For sure,
and when I listened to it the first time, I was like, wow, this is heavy as shit. Like, that you're not writing about swords and sorcery, and you're writing from a real world perspective on that song, in my opinion. And I think that really kicks ass.
Thank you. Many thanks to you, man. I'm glad you. And I think a lot of people are not noticing this necessarily with Persekutor, because the image we put out is we want to have fun, and this is true. I do want this, but that does not mean that the songs do not have to have are not going to have some sort of lyrical substance to them,
right? Or not have meaning.
Yes. So I'm glad that you. It makes me happy that you are seeing this.
Well,
but I will say that the lyrics are not printed in the album.
Definitely, which I can definitely understand as well. And you had mentioned that before. We started rolling about English not being your first language, which I'm sure
that is not the reason. though. That is not the reason the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Because we printed lyrics in the first album. The reason is because we have a piece of artwork that was done for the record that was originally intended to be the cover of the record. But then I won't go into the long story, but it was ultimately decided that we did not use this piece of art for the cover. And this was done by Jeff Whitehead. Leviathan is his band. He is very famous in-demand tattoo artist, and he also have one-man black metal band called Leviathan.
Definitely familiar with.
So he make this artwork, and so we have to make a decision to not use it, and we used the photo that you see instead. But I really like this painting that he's doing. It's a painting he did by hand. And I say, okay, I want to include this with the album, even though it's just not the cover. And so we have, there's an insert inside, but the insert only have two sides. We put the artwork on one side, and then of course you have to have the credits.
Right.
So the credits go on the other side, which means no lyrics. So that is the reason, not because...
okay, yeah, for sure.
Not because of English, yes.
Okay, which is interesting. I'm looking at the cover, and I don't understand like why it looks so good. Actually,
it's because the lady who is taking the picture, Jessica Luna, she's a very talented photographer. That is why.
Well, I mean, it just like spawns like so many like questions that like, from everything, from the jacket with no shirt, the mask, the blunt, and I don't know. It's something about it like reminds me of a straight up 80s cover.
Good, man. Good. That means we mission accomplished,
Like you could totally see like that being a Rick James album cover. Like I can imagine that being.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. I am a massive Rick James fan. Massive.
No shit. That's great. But it's just like I can just see you being like, yeah.
Yes, man. Yes, I love Rick James. We talk about Rick James in the title track. Actually, it's no business. We give him shout out.
And why shouldn't anybody give him a shout out? Because fuck, man, he's like, yes. I mean, for somebody to have the musical capability like somebody like he had and Prince had, and just wow.
Yes, man, he is one of the greatest of all time. I highly recommend to anyone who is interested to read his autobiography. It come out after he is dead.
Right.
It's called Glow. It is called Glow, and it is quite good, very entertaining. So
Definitely.
I recommend this to all your listeners.
Definitely. So that the album is being released on the 23rd of June. This will probably be a week or two after the actual release is when this will drop.
Okay. Okay.
So what are your plans going forward? Do you all have tours scheduled? Do you have what's going on?
Okay, so on the day after the show, the day after the album come out, on the 24th, it's a Saturday, we're doing a very special record release party here in Hollywood, California. And the host will be Josh Barnett, the great UFC champion. And he is having, he's involved with a beer company and a beer podcast, RRBG. I did this podcast on Tuesday. I was a guest on this one.
Nice.
And so Josh Barnett is doing meet and greet, and people, the beer will be there for people to try. And then he will introduce us, and we will make the record release concert. We have special bands, opening bands, handpicked that I choose. A band called New Skeletal Faces, which is from San Diego. And then the next night we go to San Diego, and we do a record release show again with New Skeletal Faces. This time in their hometown.
Right on.
And, yes, so that is the big weekend release plans. And then yes, touring. I cannot discuss anything now, but we have plans for the fall. Yes, but has not been announced, so I have to keep it quiet for now.
Understandable. Yeah, especially if something big is on the horizon. Yeah, you definitely need to, you can't violate any NDAs or anything like that.
Yes, man.
Sometimes
I don't need to get deported,
What's that?
I don't need to get deported.
Oh, shit, no. Definitely, not at all. So that is one thing I did want to ask also before we switch over to the general questions segment is, so the mask. What made you want to perform under a mask?
Well, there's many reasons. The first one is I would like to keep the focus on the music, not so much who is the personality You know, who is the person? This way, I'm hoping instead of, you know, we don't want to distract people with the handsome face I am having. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it allows me to like walk around with a little bit anonymity when I want, but also, you know, is a little bit of, you know, without going into too much details, is a little bit of a legal concern also. So I will leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I could totally get that. And yeah, I mean, you know, because there's been some successful bands with masks, and I'm going to exclude Kiss in that. You got Gwar, Slipknot, and stuff like that. So it's not an unheard of thing, which is cool. Because really in the music business, you know, the sky really can be the limit. And
yes, man.
I think that's what attracts me to it.
Okay, I see. I like that, man. I like that. I think it allows people to, you know, they have to use their imagination a little more and decide. And a lot, maybe that is bad in some ways, because they put their own attributes, you know, to something.
Right.
But a lot of times it keeps out the personality part, you know, like the cult of personality that we have. What is okay, so there's like not to get too like artsy fartsy on you, but you know, there's like, I think it is Oscar Wilde. He's saying, you know, that a man is least himself when he speaks to you in his own voice. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. I think
very
that is
much
true, man.
Yeah, I can see that because the anonymity is there. So, you know,
Well, look at what happened on the internet, man. Right? Every jackass on the internet is hiding behind fake name, fake picture. So they say whatever the fuck they want, right? This is a bad example of what I'm talking about, but it worked the same way. You know
absolutely.
What I mean? They feel free to say whatever they like because they enjoy the anonymity. And
right. And they know that there's no repercussion to
I'm not being asshole, you know.
right. And that they know that there's no repercussion to what they say.
Yes.
You know, nobody's going to reach through the screen and punch them or try to harm them or anything, you know. So, yeah, I totally get that. And I just had that weird thought about confessional. And I'm like, no, I'm not thinking, no, fuck that shit. So, fuck the religious talk today.
Hey, Church Recordings presents Haunt and Hellfire, No Sleep Till Death. Starting Thursday, August 24th, 2023 at the Reverb Lounge in Omaha, with select dates in Chicago, Detroit, Newport, Indianapolis, Brooklyn, Wallingford, Philadelphia, Washington, Atlanta, Pensacola, Lafayette, and more. Check listings on Facebook and the Haunt the Nation fan club. No sleep till death.
But when I feel the urge to fight, I'd like to fire.
In a time of madness and deceit, its coming was foretold. And now, Soulgrinder has returned to become Building Crusher. From the band who brought you the prophecy of blight comes a terrifying new chapter that will leave you changed forever. This summer, don the armor of atrophy. Let plasma crush away and become Built Encrusted.
Born forever in a power river, baptizing you, touching stranger than you've ever been.
So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to some general profile questions. This is called the derailed segment because 5 random questions, anything goes. Are you cool with that?
Okay, let's do it, man.
All right. If you could go back and undo one thing, what would you undo?
Oh, man. This is a difficult question. So many things, man. I would undo, I would go back and change, you know, I would make it so that Hitler did not cause any problem, you know, that he, instead of causing world war and mass death, he just be the frustrated painter that he was, that he started out as, and he live his life that way instead of, you know,
instead of what he did,
becoming world's biggest asshole. Yes.
No, yeah, I totally agree with that. That would probably be, you know, on a grand scheme, on a world scale. That, dude, that's super fucking noble of you.
My life would be very different. So it is, in a way, a little bit selfish, but that is not why I'm saying it.
Right. And I understand that. And, dude, like I said, that's fucking noble as shit. And fuck yeah. Kudos to you for that. Do you think space tourism should become a thing?
Well, let me put it this way. I think it will become a thing. And there's nothing I can do about it, so I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yes. So, like, you know, or would you be weary of it? Saying it was like something like a commercial flight, you know, from fucking wherever to wherever, you know, Phoenix to fucking Denver, I don't know, fucking, and it is, quote, somewhat affordable. It's like, would you do it?
So I go Phoenix to Denver, but I do it, what, if the layover is on the moon?
No. Like, no, what I'm like, so it would be, say, like the Southwest $99 deal for the flight, right? And you could fucking go and tour space for $99. Would you do it?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, what would I get to see? You know, I guess I need to know where do I get to go? Do I go to the moon, or they just take me up in the air and they go, look, there's the space junk that we leave. There's the satellite we explode. There is the space station Mir. I don't know. It depends what are the benefits? What do I get to see?
Right. How long the tour is.
$99. You know, I don't think anything. We will be lucky if a banana costs $99 when this technology is available. You know?
That's great. A $99 banana. Oh shit. Have you ever spent the night in a haunted hotel?
I have spent the night in 2 haunted buildings, one of which was on the list of most haunted buildings in America.
Interesting.
And it was formerly known as the Charlesgate Hotel in Boston, Massachusetts. It is on the list. You can look it up. I spent quite a few nights there.
That's awesome. You know, I've inhabited some haunted places, but I don't know if I've ever stayed the night in any actually knowing.
Yes, I knew. It was like on the list. It's famous. So yes, I knew.
Wow.
I did not go there for the hauntings. It was just a practical place to stay at the time.
Nice. So do you not follow any kind of paranormal stuff like that at all?
Well, it's not that I don't follow it. My view on this stuff is like a radio dial. You know, you are either tuned into the frequency or you are not. And for me, I think the frequency exists, and I'm very thankful that I am not tuned into the frequency. I cannot get it on my radio, you know?
Interesting.
So I am glad. For example, you know, I know many people, they stay in this building at the same time I am there, and they see all kinds of things, they have all kinds of experience. I do not have any of this. And this is what I'm saying. I think they maybe are tuned into the frequency, and I am not.
But you're not. Yeah. Dude,
I'm thankful. I don't want that frequency. I don't need it.
Yeah, because that can, you know, seeing things like that, apparitions, you know, things moving for no reason, that, you know, that'd be weird. But yeah, I totally get that. And it's a very interesting analogy of how you worded that about being like a radio dial and not on that frequency. And yeah. I think that is, when it comes down to like the over genre specific thing in metal, we all know that, right? That it's like, well, this isn't death, it's technical metal, but it's tech death. And you know how it just like breaks down to every single sub-niche category thing. And it's like,
yes.
And I think that's definitely a thing for that as well. There's some of that stuff that, you know, personally, I think we just don't pick up that frequency for it.
Yes, I'm not. It is true that I am not listening to many of the micro genres.
Right. Yeah, I don't much either. All right. We're moving like super fast here. Do you believe that the government can control the weather? Or do you think that they can control the weather plus some of these natural disasters that happen?
No, I don't think they are that smart.
Okay.
I think we give the government too much credit. No, I think they are not that smart, actually. No, they cannot control the weather. That is my guess.
Yeah, see, I don't know about, like, governmental stuff, but, you know, I think when it comes to, like, conspiracy theory, stuff like that, like, there's, my partner in crime, Jason Gardner, he told me a funny joke, and he always wants me to do it in the in my impersonation voice of Jesse Ventura. So I'll spare everybody from doing that today, but I'll say the joke is, what's the difference between the truth and a conspiracy theory? 6 months.
Yes, well, yes.
Right? And
yes, Jesse Ventura, yes.
And the thing about it is like, do I believe that there is a farther, like, upper echelon of, like, socialite people that's really running the show? Yeah, I kind of do. Because, especially in American government, the last fucking, like, 15 years or 20 years or better, you know, it's definitely, like, it's been a real shit show. So...
Yep.
So yeah, I definitely think of that, but like the whole, like, could the government control that? No, I think you're right in saying that they probably have too much fucking credit if you think they can control the weather.
Yes, I don't think they can do it, man. I don't think they have the I don't think they're smart enough to get it together to do something like this.
Definitely. All right, so I've got one more question, but before we get into it, links are listed below, so please give a like, a share, and a follow. Go to the Bandcamp pages, go buy the merch, go to shows when you see these guys performing, because, you know, if it's anything like the videos, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Yes, it is just like the video. The video is more of a documentary than anything else.
Yes. See, I was thinking that, and that's awesome, especially, you know, the Suck City video where it's like, you know, I don't know, just like all of the women around and y'all are just like living up the party life, you know?
Yes, man. That is what we do in Persekutor. You know, we're very fortunate to be able to enjoy this type of lifestyle.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not, right?
Exactly, man. If you got it, use it.
Exactly. That's... You know, if you've got it, use it, and there's no business like snow business. And you know what? Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody today, Vlad?
Well, I would like to shout out to my band members, Black and Inverted Chris, Adam Murray, and Tyler Mill, and Scott Batiste, who is at home in New Mexico. He's a big part of the album, too. He play on the album would not be possible without him. So, I am the one who is doing the interviews here because I'm writing the lyrics and this is the person people ask to talk with. But these guys is the whole operation, and also our lovely merch queen Ina. She is in all the new videos that you see, the Night Job video, Snow Business, Suck City. She do this, and of course Sydney Mills and Casey Baker. They make the Suck City video. Carmen Monoxide, Jenny Luna. Brandon Pierce, Brian Saul, all these people help make the videos possible. And Jessica Luna, she take the album photo that you like so much. They're all these people, they are the wind beneath my wings.
Dude, that's awesome. Like, you know, that's beautiful, because I was just talking with my drummer the other day at practice, and we were like, it was something along the lines of like seeing people recurring, like, you know, all these same people go on tour with, you know, it's like the same merch guy that you always see these bands working with, and, you know, and the sound guys and all the light techs and the van driver or whoever, you know, that it's really cool because it really does take a lot, and it really does take, like, you know, a family of people to work for the quote unquote organization, as it were.
That's right, man.
You know,
right.
and it's from everybody.
Every one of them. Yes, you're right, man, and I appreciate every one of them.
Definitely, and that's super fucking rad as shit. So hell yeah. Final question of the day is,
okay,
have you ever done something completely unbelievable only to have no one see it?
That is a good question. I will say yes, man. Yes. we made a whole first record, and I don't know that anyone got to hear it.
Oh.
So yes, there you go. That is the answer.
Wow, man. If a record plays in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it really play at all?
Exactly, man. It is the sound of no hands clapping.
Oh, that's a harsh one, man. Like,
no, I'm kidding.
I know.
Like it. I'm making joke because, you know, the pandemic kind of like squashed it a little bit. But no,
it did that and you know, and seeing so many bands, you know, that was the real thing about it, is once we came out on the other side of it, finding out who was still together and who wasn't, or what venues closed and who didn't. And, you know, it was just like, you know, bands that you might have known in like 2016 and 17 and 18, you know, that were still doing stuff. But when 2020 came along, and all of a sudden nobody was there. So yeah, man, I totally get that though. But it kind of did ruin a lot of shit.
I know, man. I know, but I'm glad it is over.
Definitely, as am I. So, dude, Vlad, thank you, Vlad the Inhaler, for coming into the Metal Forge this week. And on our way out today, I think I actually am going to play Suck City.
Fled from Pat's regret. They took him for all he had. Alex had her there and now. DD had them all in thrall. Raid Suck City. Suck City. Raid Suck City. Suck City. See the lifting mile the bone. The IRA that dropped the bomb. Malcolm Street, the council flats. Tom and Patty met their match. Raid Suck City. Suck City. Raid Suck City. Suck City.
In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shadebeast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shadebeast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shadebeast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana is the premier 12,500 square foot music superstore that has served both southern Indiana and Louisville, Kentucky metro area for over 4 decades. Originally founded by Marvin and Beverly Maxwell in the 70s, this gym remains a Maxwell family-owned business. Mark Maxwell, along with his business partner Whitney McNichol, continued the reputation as being the national resource for all things music.
In 2022, the iconic Guitar Emporium of Louisville relocated to Maxwell's Music, creating the largest independently owned showroom in the region. The retail offerings at Maxwell's Music includes a huge selection of guitars, basses, amplifiers, effects pedals, modeling amps, keyboards, drums, banjos, mandolins, ukuleles, sound systems, stage lighting equipment, and accessories. The music education program at Maxwell's is second to none. From private instrument and voice lessons to DJ, EDM, recording, songwriting, and music theory, to rock school, weekend warriors, and Maxwell's Music Lab, there is something for every age and every ability level.
Down in Repairland, guitar and instrument repairs and refurbishment are taken care of by the Maxwell's team of expert guitar technicians and luthiers. They also do appraisals of instruments as well. Maxwell's offers installations for professional audio, visual, and lighting systems for schools, churches, clubs, VFWs, funeral homes, sports fields, and so much more. There's also rentable space at Maxwell's, from the music practice and rehearsal rooms for the individuals and bands, all the way to a meeting space and concert venue that seats up to 120. That also includes a professional audio, visual, and lighting system and a sound booth. Maxwell's has it all. All this plus an original functioning 1947 recording booth to make your own record. Go to the Guitar Hero throne, to the very own Elvis statue, and don't forget the Harmony Green Pocket Park. There's a reason the Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana has been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as a #1 award-winning best store design, as well as top 100 music store year after year. You gotta see it to believe it. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana.